Welcome to this episode. This is a Founders Lab. We're going to be talking specifically about mindset. In this podcast, I like to talk a lot about how we as founders go through certain situations in the business that where we get stuck. So one of those things is mindset. We're jumping today into addressing those areas where mindset just stops us. Number one, I have to do everything myself. If you've caught yourself saying, I have to do everything myself, you need to examine what that thing is exactly. The most common excuse that I've used myself is, I can't afford the help. Whatever it is, if it's $10 an hour, or $60 an hour, I can't afford full-time help or part-time help. I just can't afford it. Well, my answer to that is, and my answer to myself was, you can't afford not to get that help. Perfect example was a situation in which my husband, who doesn't work in the business, but works sort of alongside me, works on the financial aspects of the business. So I asked him to do some bookkeeping, make sure that gets done every single month. But it just felt like month after month, over 3 years, it would be late or it would be delayed. Now, he's brilliant at a lot of things. Bookkeeping, not one of them. So but I had this genius idea of just go and find someone to solve the bookkeeping for me. So I was able to go to Upwork. I interviewed 3 people. I hired one, and for less than $100 a month, I now have bookkeeping done on a regular and inconsistent basis. Another one was updating web pages in my website. Now, my website, I've built it from scratch, from the ground up. Now I'm using Kajabi, and I needed new templates and new pages to really refine my website a little bit better. So last summer, I decided I'm going to hire that out. I hired somebody who was very skillful in graphic design and web page development. And so I gave her a little bit of direction, and for 3 months, she worked on it, got the whole site updated, and was able to help me with some other tasks. So again, sometimes this can be someone for just a short project. It could be someone ongoing. The other excuse I've heard a lot of people say is, I just don't know what to give them. So here's an action item, and this is a great way. You may have heard this from a lot of other people. I think Amy Porterfield maybe is another one who has mentioned this, but it's pretty simple. All you need to do is just monitor your weeks. I would do it for 4 weeks. Take 4 weeks, every single day, write down what it is you're doing, how much time you're spending on it, and then assign a dollar value. For all those items that are under $100 an hour, because you should be worth more than $100 an hour, for all those tasks, I want you to just, in a Google sheet, just line them all up and list them all out. Then you'll start seeing a pattern of things that you're doing over and over again, that those $10 items will all add up. Then I would calculate all the hours that you've used, that you've worked, and then decide, is it really worth my time to be doing this? Or should I just go and find another resource to come in and help me with that? And I want to make sure that I drop some resources in so that you have the ability to take action on this. After you've gotten your list done, the next thing you're going to do is go find that help. My favorite place to go find help is Upwork.com. I have had lots of really great results with a variety of different freelancers. Some of them were in the US, some of them were not. It just depends on what it is that I need and then what that specific person's strengths are. And we just set up an interview process like you would for any company. You interview them, you ask them questions, you ask them to do a task. You then, many times what I'll do too is I'll give them 30 days as a test run. I will pay them for that time, but if neither of us are happy with that result, then I'll just end the contract and find someone else. It's gold when you really find someone that you love working with. So just keep going. The other resource is onlinejobs.ph. It is a place where the virtual assistants there are in the Philippines. And so you can go there as well. My other recommendation is freelancer.com. So as I said, my favorite, Upwork, Another resource is if you're involved in a business group online, maybe it's a Facebook group, and you know there's other business owners there, great idea is to say, hey, does anybody have a web designer or a podcast editor or someone that they're using that has extra bandwidth that I could work with? Just another great way to kind of get other resources. And specifically, what I like about that is this is a trusting community that you're involved in, and so they're not going to recommend somebody that they wouldn't. I mean, who would recommend somebody to someone in a group like that you would never recommend? Number two, I need to have it all figured out before I launch anything. I have been there. And I'm sure if you've launched anything, whether it is a webinar or whether it's an email campaign or whatever it is, especially if it's something where it's a live workshop or something, there is a lot of limiting beliefs and delays and other things that can and do come up. But I have to say, clarity does come from action. One of the things that I learned early on in my entrepreneurial career is having an MVP. Some years back, around 2017, 18, I was developing a software program for the travel industry. And one of the things in the minimal viable product is done is better than perfect. Absolutely. Perfectionism is just fear in disguise. Now, here's the real nuts and bolts of this whole piece. If I just waited until, let's say, this podcast was perfect, or any of my YouTube videos were perfect, or any of my courses that I built and launched were perfect, I'd literally be still sitting here years later, waiting to get started. I implore you to just get going, no matter what it is. One of the really great resources that I've used, a course called Business by Design. It's from James Wedmore. And if you're not familiar with James Wedmore and you're a business owner and you're doing anything online, he has a free live training coming up at the end of this month, May 29th, I believe. And I'll drop the resource here inside the show notes below. But really, really great resource. It's a great way to really learn and just get up and go. Number three, if I'm not posting regularly, I will become irrelevant. Now, this mindset leads to constant chaos, overwhelm, and zero results. So you, like many of us, are maybe familiar with the constantly being everywhere, which sounds overwhelming. But really, when you break it down, especially with all the automation that we have access to, it really does become a lot easier. Even this app that I'm using, it's Riverside for my podcasts. I can clip this up and share it in a bunch of different other platforms. I can also use it as a YouTube Shorts. There's many different ways to get a lot of the work done. So it's just holding you back is deciding on whether it's the software to choose or whatever it is. Push through, create the content, and just keep posting. Even if you are on one platform is better than not posting at all. So just pick a platform, preferably where your clients or your prospective clients are, and just keep going. Do not give up. My action item for this specific step is pick one platform, whatever it is, whether it's LinkedIn, Blue Sky, or Instagram, TikTok, or this platform. Pick one platform and just keep at it for 90 days. That's it. That's all you have to do. You don't have to worry about jumping into another platform, because in this 90 days, all you're going to do is create content for that specific platform. You might get bored or you might get restless, but don't. Just keep at it, because I can promise you, if you're consistent and you post regularly, you will start seeing the results, whether people are commenting or sharing or really watching, whether if it's a video or whatever that content is. Another tip is focus on sharing your voice, not just being visible. I've got some other things. I kind of wrote them up here on the board. One of the things that I kind of think about on a daily basis, just to keep your mindset in an ongoing working mode. Number one, where is my attention now? It interrupts. If you're thinking about something, you may have a personal situation going on, or you may have an upcoming dentist appointment. It's just helping you to be here now. And so it's where is my attention now, followed by where could my attention be now? So we know where it is. Maybe if you're dreading the next time you have to go to the dentist, and now where could it be? Well, it could be on this project that I'm working on for my client who is expecting a deliverable by the end of the day. So it's sort of that refocus. And then number three, where do I want my attention to be right now? It's just pretty basic. Where do I want it to be? Well, I really want it to be on my client's work because this is a good client and I'm really proud of my work and I really need to get this done. So it's this constant shift and really refocusing yourself. I also have some great resources that I really want to make sure that I share. I have shared it in a previous episode, but one of them is U squared. If you just Google this is by Dr. Price Pritchard, PhD. Excellent. It's a quick read. Choose a different set of risks. I would say if you're an entrepreneur of any kind or new founder, this is a really great resource. I mean, get uncomfortable, another really good one. And then what he does is explains and helps you become an even better version of yourself and a better, fitter founder. The other resource that I got, and I can't think if it's not coming to mind now, but I'll probably just pop it up here. Really great resource is The Parallel Universe of Self. This is by Frederick Dodson. It's kind of thick, but it's a quick read because the things that he explains and goes through, they just really connect well. So I highly recommend this one and the U squared. Now you've got all those resources. You got three tips. Now I just want you to just go after it. I would love for you to just comment below and let me know if there are other mindset things that you do on a daily basis, anything habitual that you find are really valuable or useful. Drop them in the comments below. I'd really love to hear them. Thanks so much, and thanks for watching.